What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Bland back in the building with another episode of the Shop Podcast. Yesterday is Saturday, everybody. It is that time again, time for another amazing episode. And we have a very, very, very special guest today. I will let him introduce himself first, guys. I just want to give you a little bit of tidbit about the guy. He is the head of Season Gaming, guys. If you don't know, check it out. I will make sure I'll leave that link below in the description if you're watching right now. Go check the website out. It's amazing. So you guys can call him Portia. His real name is actually too hard to really say sometimes. So you guys just go ahead and call him Portia. But go ahead, Portia, shout yourself out, man. Let everybody know what's going on with you.
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? So Portia Power here, head of seasongaming.com, do a couple shows on the side as well, and PTK invited me to guest tonight. So really excited to do this. Looking forward to chatting with everyone.
Awesome. Once again, amazing. Thank you for coming on. If you guys didn't know, he was actually supposed to be on the show a couple weeks back. Something happened. I had an emergency here at the house, and we couldn't get him on, but he is back today. Perfect timing, actually. And then we got the boy Zalker, the Wonder Boy. Let me stop. I forgot he has a YouTube title now. The Wonder Boy. All right, Zalker, go ahead and shout out yourself, man. I'm doing too much. I'm sorry.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Chad, glad you could join us, man. We have some awesome topics. And again, it's going to be an eventful show like always. Portia, glad to have you on, man. Should be great. Let's get it going, PTK.
Let's get it going. Let's like and smack that like button, guys, if you enjoyed the show. If it's your first time here, make sure you subscribe. I will leave everybody's Twitter handle below. So if you do not follow us already, please go down below, follow us on Twitter, guys. So let's go ahead and just dive right in, man. No more talking. Let's jump right in. So first topic. This is something that went around, I believe, earlier this week. It was something that kind of slipped in through the holiday. I didn't really get a chance to do a video about it. I was supposed to Friday. Thank God we're doing the show today so we can talk about it. So Xbox, there's a rumor essentially that they were opening up some kind of Asia division to help court Asian developers in that area. So if you guys don't know, I don't know if they're specifically talking like the entire continent or they mean like China. Is that included as well? I didn't really get to read the full article, but that's a huge area that's ripe for developers because there's been a huge ban on a lot of those regions as far as making video games. So once that ban is lifted, there's going to be a huge market there to make games. So I wanted to get you guys' opinions on what does that mean for Xboxes and in general, and what does that mean for the industry. So I want to start with you, Portia, since you are our guest. So what do you think about that information?
Yeah, it's real interesting, and it Xbox is on a roll right now, right? Like with Phil Spencer having finally the leeway and the budget to do what he wants to do as head of Xbox. This simply only makes sense. I mean, beyond everything else they've already announced and what they've done at E3 with the acquisitions and everything else, this is called the Microsoft Global Gaming Partnership and Development. It's a division. It's going to be led by a guy somewhere in the territory with a focus, from what I'm reading here, on Tokyo, South Korea, and Shanghai. So, they've caught a lot of flack around not having enough Japanese support on the Xbox, which goes back all the way to the launch of the original Xbox. But I think, as you just kind of noted, right, it's not just Japan. Getting Japanese developers on the system is big and would be huge in the next gen. But the real gem here is China. China has a massive untapped market. They're just starting to kind of break through where they're, consoles are starting to be allowed to be sold in certain regions. And, if you're thinking about the future, China is the future. So I think this is just another piece of what Xbox is doing, and it's building for the future. I mean, in every single area, they are laying the foundation to just be huge. And I don't know, this just makes total sense to me, and I'm glad to see them doing it.
Yeah, and it's funny because this was talked about actually not that long ago, if my memory serves me right, that they were working. There was even games, I believe, that were made by Chinese developers for Xbox.
Yes.
There was like a video that was floating around, and it was a guy, I can't remember exactly what kind of game, looked a lot like I don't know, maybe like a RTS. I don't know exactly what kind of game it was. No, it actually reminded me of, oh, Lord, I can't remember those hack and slash games that used to come, Dynasty Warrior kind of game.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And there was a video going around, so I remember seeing that, and then that went away completely, and then I heard that ban had not been lifted yet on games. So I think it's very interesting, the timing all of this. So what do you think about the timing? And we know that this generation, everybody's been saying 2020, 2021, we're going to see new hardware. What do you think about the timing of this in that area?
I think it plays right into the plan, right? So if you think about everything they're doing, going discless next year with an Xbox One, giving that digital program, getting ready for Xbox Scarlet probably in 2020, which is, pretty much what everyone's banking on right now, along with PS5. And then you think about obviously all their new studios. You've got the Initiative down in Santa Monica, their brand new AAA studio, or what they're calling Quad A, right?
Yeah.
But then you think about Project X Cloud and getting the whole cloud thing truly up and running, with Crackdown 3 being the first kind of sample of what that's like coming here in February. I think all the timing just makes sense. This is not something right here that's going to happen overnight. They've been I should say playfully messing around in this area for years. They were a little more serious about it in the past, and they kind of let it go. I think that 2020 for the next Xbox, and by then you've got some of these studios producing great content. By the time 2021, 2022 comes around, you got Project X Cloud, all your developers, running at full speed. And then if you're tapping into some of these Asian markets as well, man, it's hard to even fathom what Xbox is going to look like in the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, no, that's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing development, man. I saw this news that kind of slid in around the holidays, so it kind of I don't know how many people actually reported on it. I know like Crap did. Shout out to Crap. A couple other channels did. Boom, I believe. Shout out to Boom. Salty. Dealer maybe. Shout out to Dealer as well. Maybe reported on it. So Zalk, I want to get your opinion, brother. We didn't really get a chance to talk about it too much this week. Usually we're kind of in the DMs all week, about topics and things. We didn't really get to talk this much because of the holiday this week. So what's your opinion on Xbox, making that move, if it actually is true?
It's actually a couple things came to my mind. And then today I talked to on Scum, we talked on with DRM, the real Mastalin.
Mm-hmm.
He brought up a good thing. So the first thing I thought of was they're trying to get a foothold within the Japanese market, because a lot of the exclusive games that are on PlayStation that are Japanese based aren't first party, they're third party. Right. These are developers just making games for Sony. So I think they're trying to get a foothold in there to be like, hey, it's not that hard to develop for Xbox. Here's our infrastructure. Here's how we do things. And you can make a game and open your market even more than what you have. Because what developer doesn't want to sell more copies of their games?
Yeah, absolutely.
So there was that I thought of. And also what I thought of was the mobile market. In China and Japan, all those Asian markets, mobile is freaking giant.
Yeah.
So this is a good way to expand their X Cloud. But this is something that DRM brought up, or the real Massalin brought up, and shout out to him, is he said that in order to buy developers in Japan, you need to have a foothold or a base within the country or within the Asian market and bring certain assets within the market to buy them. So Microsoft right now is not able to buy Japanese developers within Japan.
Yeah.
So they're putting a foothold as a strategy for business to get that foothold in and then start buying maybe a developer or two. Like they're not going to buy Capcom or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're going to try to get a developer to make games to put on Game Pass, which then in turn, people are going to be able to use their X Cloud in, the Asian markets and be like, there you go. You can use your phone, you can use whatever you want and play these games. And it expands their market exponentially because they're very nationalistic there and they don't buy a lot of Xboxes or anything American made.
Yeah.
So you don't have to. All you have to do is use that service. You don't have to buy an Xbox there. You can use the X Cloud or a service on your phone that you already own.
Yeah.
It's a very smart way for Microsoft to kind of, I don't want to say slither, right? Like a snake. To kind of sneak in and be like, let's attack this a different way. Let's not have people go to a store or order an Xbox and they feel kind of like, I don't feel like buying an American-made thing. Well, you know what? Make them use their phone and be like, well, I'm just going to use this service. I think it's extremely smart, and I think it's one of the biggest news to come out in a while, but we just need to see the fruits of its labor. We need to see what's actually going to be brought into it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with the legislation over there, because traditionally that's what's blocked any progress as far as video games. You get a lot of politics involved there, so that's a huge hurdle for Xbox. That's going to be the biggest hurdle to jump in that country. Then it's convincing the developers there that, hey, take a chance on this American-made product.
Yep.
So that's the other huge hurdle. It's not the fact that we know that this thing is going to work. It's the fact that you have to prove it to these guys over there that don't really traditionally care for American products. So I think it's going to be amazing. I think we're going to see a lot of fruits of our labor, hopefully fruits of their labor over there. I hope to see other companies making headway in the territory as well, just to promote great competition. So I think it'll be fun to see. I think it'll be real fun to see, guys. So once again, guys, that was the first topic. If you're here new, smash the like button, drop and subscribe on the channel. On the road to 1,500 subscribers, guys. I was sitting back thinking the other day, I'm like, man, this is crazy. We can make this push if we can really do this together, guys. So once again, subscribe to the channel if you have not. So let's move forward now. As we know, yesterday was Black Friday. So that's one of the biggest, electronic or techie, holidays essentially at this time of the year. And so I wanted to go and talk to you guys about what was your Black Friday purchases as a gamer. What did you guys pick up? Were there anything even on sale that you guys bought? Doesn't necessarily have to be a game. It could be an accessory, a console, whatever the case may be. So we're going to start with you again, Portia. What did you pick up for Black Friday? Did you get anything?
So funny enough, direct opposite of Xbox, I picked up PSVR.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Yeah, that actually arrived yesterday. I hooked it up last night at like 1 a.m. while half drunk.
Did you buy it? Did you buy it when you were fully drunk? I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, yeah. I own and buy literally everything. I mean, I have every platform, game. I have more collectibles than I could tell you. And so but I was still waiting on PSVR just because it didn't impress me. And finally, I'm a big platformer guy, and I'm like, all right, Astrobot looks really good, and the bundles are cheap now, so all right, I'll jump in. So I hooked it up last night. I've only got like an hour into it because I was falling asleep. But so far it's kind of interesting. It's a fucking debacle to set up. It's like 8 wires, and you have to sit just in front of the camera, and it's kind of messy.
Wow.
But once you get it on and working, it's actually pretty cool. So not too much to report back on it right now, but that's the big thing I bought for Black Friday. Other than that, I'm picking up or already picked up Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I haven't played that yet.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here we go with this shit. Don't get him started, please, Lord.
Dude, enjoy that masterpiece, good sir.
So I'm a huge Red Dead fan. I don't know where you guys stand on that. So I knew that Red Dead, I was gonna lose myself in that game for a while. So that's the only single player game I picked up recently. I've got nearly 100 hours into it, and so I waited on Odyssey, and so I knew Odyssey because it was a big game too. I was like, well, I'll just play that through the holidays. So I'm gonna start that here in a week or two. But I've heard nothing but good things.
Awesome. Okay, well, let me go next because I didn't really grab much. Mainly, what I'm probably going to be getting, I want Battlefield as well as Call of Duty. Those two. I'm going to wait. Me and my wife are looking at TVs, but I'm going to wait on getting a TV. I want a 4K TV, so I'm going to be getting one of those just to rotate out. Probably going to give my TV that I have now to my son, and then give his TV to his sister. So that's how we're going to probably do that. But yeah, that's probably all I'm going to be picking up. A couple games. My wife actually needs a new controller, so that's another thing as well. New controller. They got a couple different deals for those right now, so we're looking at that as well. But Zalker, did you get anything? Did you pick anything up?
I did. And can you give me 2 minutes? I got that phone call. So
yeah,
for sure. Literally just now.
No, cool. So is there anything, Portia, that you didn't get that you're kind of like, I may want to pick this up a little later? You're kind of on the fence.
So I still need to pick up Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Again, just I put everything else on hold for.
Oh yeah, for Red Dead.
So I'm a big physical collector of things, like a dedicated gaming room, and so I was waiting on the Steelbook for that. I'll grab it cheap off eBay or somewhere. And then there's nothing too much else. Like I said, man, I own so much crap already. I buy everything. It's kind of yeah, it's not good actually. I buy too much shit.
Oh man, I know. Tell me about it. It's crazy because it's bad enough we do that, and we turn around, we look up at your backlog, and it's already looking crazy anyway. And so you just continue to buy game, what type of game, and you don't always beat the other games you already have, all kind of crazy shit, So that's we complain about that as gamers, but that's first world problems. You know what I'm saying?
No kidding, right? You never have enough to play or too much to play. I mean, but you mentioned Battlefield 5. You say you were gonna pick that up, or you did pick it up?
Yeah, no. I am going to. You know what the funny thing is my son, it's crazy because I played the beta, the Call of Duty for it. I was sold on that, the Blackout. I was sold on that.
Right.
And I'm definitely getting that. And then my son was like, Dad, I don't want Call of Duty. And I was like, what are you talking about? You've been asking me for Call of Duty this whole time. He's like, I don't really want Call of Duty. I want Battlefield.
Really? How old's your son?
Yeah. He is 15. He just turned 15.
Wow.
I'm like, what? That is a huge change because he is a big Call of Duty fan. He's always been a big Call of Duty fan, bigger than Battlefield. This year, he's like, nah, I want to do Battlefield 5. He played the beta as well. And he's like, oh, yeah, I want that. I'm like, oh, that's a huge change. So I don't know, even without, we didn't get a chance to see the I guess, the free-for-all mode, whatever you want to call it, blackout mode, whatever you want to call it, battle royale mode for Battlefield.
That comes out in spring.
Yeah, we're gonna see that in spring,
bro. It's amazing.
It's real good. It's real good. Yeah,
Oh,
I was playing it last night. I'm gonna be playing it tonight. It's damn good, especially if you've got an X1 X.
I heard it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm back though now, so we're all
okay. Yeah. Go ahead. What'd you pick up, man?
So I got Far Cry 5 for Xbox. Actually got it gifted to me through a buddy, so that was really cool of him. Yeah, so he was really cool. And then I went and I got Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition for I think $9.
Great game.
Wow.
So Horizon Zero Dawn, I've never played. I haven't played any. The only PlayStation exclusive I've played is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
you haven't played God of War either?
I haven't played anything.
Oh,
so I just got the Spider-Man PS4, so I'm kind of gathering just the exclusives because that's all I want to play on them because I play everything else on Xbox.
Yep.
So I have God of War now, Last of Us 2, Uncharted 4, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, and then I also picked up for $8 the Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Nice.
So I just got that on top of it. So now I'm kind of set on all the exclusives I actually want to play. The other ones I can really not care too much about.
Now you just need 4 months to play them all.
Yeah, no, I'll get through them pretty quickly. I'm trying to get through Red Dead first, and that game's taking forever. And I bought another copy of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. No, I'm just joking.
Look at you.
No. But everybody should buy that game. But no, I'm trying to get through Red Dead right now so I can get to these other games on PlayStation. Yeah. But Red Dead's taking so long, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm having trouble loving it as much as everyone else.
Oh, you know what? I've heard that as well. There's a few outliers because you don't hear too much of that, but there's a couple of outliers. I've seen that on Twitter where they're like, I don't know. It's great, but it's not everything that everybody's making it out to be. So you're not the first person I've heard say that.
No, and it's a good game. I can see how beautiful it is, how good it is. I think my problem is that I sit in parties I'll be with Dealer or Colt Eastwood or somebody, and I'll just be sitting there talking to them and playing, and then I'll lose my attention will just be meh, and just move away.
Yeah.
I think you need to just be by yourself playing that damn game. Yeah. Just sit there and play. And so I did that yesterday. I actually pulled in because I was tired after I worked all Thanksgiving. I think
I remember. Yeah.
So I was just Friday I was a zombie, and I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna veg out. I'm just gonna chill and play some games. And I just chilled by myself, and I played 4.5, 5 hours of Red Dead, and I actually enjoyed it. I was actually all right, this is really good. It's just the controls are wonky. That's it. I think the controls are bad.
So. Okay, fair point. Nothing wrong with that. Wrong with that. So chat as well. What'd you guys buy? Let us know down in the chat. I think somebody said shout out to Plop, shout out to Dan Rodriguez, shout out to who else? Sean Su. He's always here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Make sure you guys share the link as well on Twitter, man. I think I posted it a couple times. Thanks for everybody coming. Appreciate it. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic. So this is a fun one. This is something we do on the show all the time. Portia, we were kind of touching on this before the show. Zarka was letting you know that I always like to throw these different questions on because we do these shows throughout the week, and a lot of us kind of regurgitate the same information. So I always like to try and throw a curveball in there. So it's gonna be a fun one. So. And this may make you kind of think because I had to think about this as I was thinking about the question. So. Games you missed out on this generation. You don't have to give me a full list or anything. Maybe just 1 or 2 games. You still it's like that. You open your closet and it's that one shirt you've been telling yourself you're gonna wear after all those years, and you still haven't worn it. In the corner of the closet, it's kind of staring at you. So, is there anything like that you missed out on it? Maybe not this year, but just this generation.
Oh man, I'm sure there is. Zalk may want to go first while I think about this for a second.
Okay, so go ahead, Zalk.
So there's a couple games I just started playing, but I stopped because of Spider-Man, because of all the other games. I didn't play Witcher 3.
Oh my god!
Yep.
And so I got about 12 to 15 hours in it. I did every single thing in the first area, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go play Spider-Man. I'll play these games because I know they're coming out and I want to talk about them with people. So that's gonna have to go on my own thing. And obviously, all the PlayStation exclusives this generation, I've not played them, so that's another one. And I feel like there's one more. Oh, Batman Arkham, the new Batman. I haven't played that one. So those are the games that I literally have not played and I've missed out on this generation.
Wow. Okay.
That's a lot of games, man. That's a lot of games.
That is quite that's quite a few games. You got anything?
But I'm a multiplayer player. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
true.
No, I started becoming a single player gamer when I met Dealer. You know, when he brought me onto your show, that's how you met me. When he was like, "Hey, I got a buddy." You know, that was when it was like Dealer would give me shit. He's like, "Dude, you need to experience these things." And I'm sitting there going, "I'm 600 hours into Sea of Thieves, loving life," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll check it out." And then I started playing all these single player games, and I'm loving them.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, shoot, I got a couple that I can think of right now off the top of my head. Two that I did never get around to that I heard great things about. But it's funny because these two games are kind of the same bag. They're games that were highly, I guess, not sought after, but highly looked forward to. But for whatever reason, they didn't get the media or they had issues along the way and they didn't really catch on. So the first one I'm talking about is Mafia 3. I never got a chance to play it at all, not a single second of the game. But I did have a couple friends here on Twitter, on YouTube as well that played it. I did watch a couple walkthroughs. Game looked great. I heard the game, once it got fixed, because I think I remember there was an issue with it, like all kinds of like graphical problems and people like having all these like issues getting in cars and people getting stuck in the air, all kind of crazy stuff. So I think it got fixed at some point. They got patched. So I don't know if I ever.
Did you buy it? Did you buy it?
No, I didn't. I still don't have it.
I'm going to tell you, don't buy it.
Okay.
I bought it. And I played it with the X Enhance, and it was one of the most boring, plain worlds I've ever seen. The graphics were not good. The HDR, I don't even know if it has HDR. It said it did, but it doesn't. It's not good, man. Like literally, I couldn't. I played about 4 or 5 hours of it, and I had to stop. I was like, I'm wasting my time. It's one of the games I regret buying.
Okay. Wow.
I'm throwing it out there. And I know a lot of people liked it. I know a lot of people liked it, but
let me know. Let me know. I don't hold any information back. Please let me know. I don't want to make a bad decision. For sure. Okay. And the other one for me is this is another one that kind of snuck by as well. And I saw it. I was like, oh, it looks good. It was a game that I bought when the first one came out, day one. Didn't finish beating that one either, ironically. And that's going to be Prey.
Oh man, what am I
doing? The other one. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play that as well. I was a huge fan of the first one. I remember me and my wife playing it on the 360. It was I don't think it was it a launch title for 360? It was close to early, right? Very early. Yeah. Really early, I believe. It was very close to launch, but I was a huge fan of that one. They finally made this one. I heard it was pretty darn good.
It was
for the most part.
Last year.
See, so I mean, I even heard. I think shout out to Jamie Moran on Twitter. I think it was one of his favorite games of the year as well. So I never got to play that. So that's another game that I never played as well. That I'll never probably get around to ever playing. So who didn't go yet? Who didn't go?
I didn't go yet because I passed the buck.
Oh, that's right. No more passing the buck, buddy.
Let me ask you this: are you a big BioShock fan?
Yes.
Okay, then definitely stick with Prey or try to play it.
Okay.
It's very, very similar, especially as you progress. If you kind of get into the story and the environment, it's excellent.
Oh wow! So John Sandoval, shout out to John in the chat. He said he missed Gears 4. Holy shit!
What?
Yeah, you guys are killing.
Yeah. Gears 4? Yeah, holy moly! Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, shout out to you, John.
I'll probably kill Zolker here if you're that big of a fan of Odyssey. But yeah, I was going to say one of the things I've really lacked on is just Assassin's Creed in general.
Origin.
Yeah, I have Origins. I played it at launch for about 12 to 15 hours, and I never went back. I just bought Odyssey, so I haven't touched that yet. And I never touched Syndicate. Yeah, I haven't played much of Assassin's Creed at all, and a couple buddies of mine, it's one of their favorite, one of their favorite franchises.
Well,
I didn't care. Oh, go ahead.
This guy right here that's about to talk and take up the rest of my time talking about this game. Yeah, he champions that game every single chance that he gets. So anyway, go ahead, Zalker. Just let it
blew
go,
me.
bro.
No. What I've been telling him is I didn't. I played Syndicate, didn't really care. Unity, I didn't care. And Origins, I enjoyed and beat. But again, they needed to do something different for me to catch my attention. And Odyssey, I was like literally floored, bro, of how great it was. It separates itself from Origins. It separates itself from the entire franchise, and it's the best Assassin's Creed to ever come out.
Okay. See, I've actually heard that from multiple people, including the guy I run my site with. He said Odyssey's game of the year right now.
Yep.
So,
right. Yep. See, I've heard that as well. That's not something that I have not heard. I've been hearing that since the game came out. So
yeah. So interesting. And then the only other thing. Oh shit! I had another one and I forget what it is.
Here we go.
Yeah. No, I think we may have to move on. What the hell?
Oh my goodness.
He said I'm played Arkham.
Oh, Arkham.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait. Which one? Arkham. Which one?
I've only played Asylum. I haven't played Night or.
Holy shit,
City.
Dude! City is amazing, bud. And it's X in hand. You need to get your ass on them. It's so great.
So many people, and it's like, man, I want to. It's just time, man. It's just time.
You know what the funny thing about Batman is that with the recent success of Spider-Man and how great the game, Insomniac did a fantastic job. They really did. They really outdid themselves with Spider-Man. Those Batman games were amazing. Warner Brothers, who's the studio that is Rocksteady, right? Rocksteady. They did a phenomenal job with that universe, that world, the characters. There's a lot of games that would not be the way they are if Batman had not laid the blueprint.
Yeah,
look at when it came out, man. Like it was such ahead of its time.
Oh, way ahead of its time. And the combat system, everything, the story, the interlaced world, it's crazy, amazing.
And Rocksteady, they brought that game out, what was it, 2015? So they've coming this E3, that's 4 years of them building something. And I've heard, and we've heard, I've heard people talk about, I've heard rumors and stuff, not like, insider information. No, I'm not an insider. I'm just a jackass here. So what I'm saying is that they've had rumors that they're building another DC game, but it's not Batman.
Really?
I don't know. Apparently, I've heard whispers of a Suicide Squad or a Justice League. Something. If it's a Justice League, I'm not coming on the podcast, bro. I'm done. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to be vegging out with that game. You're going to try to contact me. I'm going to be dead in my room. I'm going to quit my job.
I think the rumor is that there was Superman, and it's been going so long now. The rumor came out a few months ago that they've adjusted it to be a full Justice League game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's apparently.
Why not? Where the hell have I been at? I haven't heard this.
I don't know what you're doing, Blam. What the hell, man?
Christ, I got my own show and I can't keep up with the information.
Well, and Crystal Dynamics is making Crystal Dynamics, the guys that made the Tomb Raider. They didn't make this Tomb Raider. That was their B team. This last Tomb Raider. Their A team is apparently working on apparently. They announced it, an Avengers game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
wow, that's gonna be crazy. Wow.
This E3, man. If you're not there, cough. It's gonna be pretty bad.
Here we go. Comment section, please keep it clean. All right, we're gonna try and keep it clean as possible. Jesus Christ, Stalker. That's Lord.
I'm energized. I just had some food, man. You know how it works.
Guys, he ate. He only acts this way when he eats before the fight. Last two shows, you guys could tell the energy was completely different. He didn't eat anything. So yeah. But anyway, no. But that's. I hadn't heard any of that though. I hadn't heard any of that. So. The Avengers, that sounds crazy. Justice League or Superman sounds crazy as well. Man, more comic book characters, man. We got to have these games. Hopefully Black Panther at some point, maybe. Somebody decides to do that. I think that would be cool.
That would be legit.
I think that would be dope. I think Insomniac could do a Black Panther too.
Yeah, with all the different suits and abilities with it.
I think it wouldn't be too far-fetched from Spider-Man. I think
give it a few years, man. The comic book movies dominate, sales now.
Well,
just with Spider-Man having the success it's had in the game industry, just give it a few years. They're coming.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that does make sense. Spider-Man, I don't know if it outshot expectations. I think everybody knew it was going to be big. Maybe it did outdo most people. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that?
It's the they announced it's the I don't want to mess this up, but something like it's the best-selling PlayStation exclusive launch title in history, something like that.
Yep.
That's crazy.
in the launch month or something like that.
It's the best-selling PlayStation title in their 25-year history. It
Yeah.
beat God of War. It beat everything they've had in their history.
That's crazy. That bundle is going crazy too. That bundle is
that was before this bundle, so you can imagine.
Hey, and I'm an Xbox guy. You know, I played, like, I'll be honest, like I literally probably bought my goddamn PlayStation because of Spider-Man. Like I'm a huge comic book fan. I bought the Pro with the custom console, and I will say that game deserves all the hype. It is the best damn game Insomniac has ever made, to the point where I had tears at the end of the game because of the story. Like the story was so good, it hit so hard. I was just like, man, and it's because I grew up with these characters. I read them as a kid, and I love them. I love comic book characters.
R.I.P. Stan Lee, by the way.
Oh, for real, bro.
So yeah, I just looked it up. It sold 3.3 million in 3 days, which beat out God of War's 3.1 million.
Wow.
We say that's a lot, yet Red Dead sold 17 million in like half a fucking second.
That's true, but Red Dead's a multi-plat. We knew it was going to do that. We're talking Rockstar, like we said. We know that there's Rockstar. There's a huge giant gap. Then there's everybody else. That's so true. We understand that at this point, even though there are some people that will argue Spider-Man is a better game than Red Dead 2.
Well, I would say Minecraft.
Well, Minecraft is bigger, obviously. 96 million concurrent users. That's fucking
what?
What tops? Is there anything that's on that?
Nope.
I mean, maybe. Nope. No, it has to be something.
No, man, that's the most concurrent users I know, man. I know Fortnite has 125 million, but that's not 125 million concurrent.
Wait, concurrent means at the same time.
Yeah, like that's active users in the month.
Yeah. Holy shit! Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah, 96 million active users, bro.
Oh, that is different. It's
not even sold.
What's the 125? What's the 120 for Fortnite? What's that? The 115?
That's 125 played. Like they've had 125 million people play the game.
Oh, got it. Oh, they got 90. Jesus Christ, that's a
and like Minecraft's laughing like, yeah, we got 96 million on right now. Say hi, jackass.
I mean, Minecraft is so broad now. It's in schools. You know what I mean? Like my son has Minecraft Education Edition, and he's coded on it. And when he was 11. You know,
wow,
that's legit.
Yeah, he put in his own mod with his own armor set and everything.
That is actually awesome. That is like so. I wish I had that, man. I'm like I'm a coder, so it's like I wish I had something to learn like that.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. But I mean, that's just where it goes. Like Minecraft is everywhere.
Yeah, no, amazing. That's crazy. That is fucking crazy. That's super crazy. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and keep this thing moving. Once again, chat, if you are here for the first time, you're here for the second, third time, doesn't matter. Please share the video on Twitter. Leave a like as you file in. Say hi in the chat. We all here to have fun. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. So this is kind of a funny one, and I debated on whether or not I wanted to talk about this, guys. I was like, should I bring this up? Should I not bring it up? But I said, fuck it. At the end of the day, let's talk about it. That's what we do on the show. So. It's kind of a pun here. Bethesda has a Fallout issue. So it's kind of a pun here. Kind of a funny way I made the question. No shot at Bethesda. Just they literally have a Fallout issue as far as the Fallout game. So I wanted to talk about Bethesda. This is a two-part question. Bethesda, Fallout 76 and the issues that have been going on with that game. The public perception that's a broken game. It feels like a cash grab. All these different things. And then Bethesda as an overall studio, because let's believe it or not, I think Ubi has made better games consistently this generation than Bethesda.
I would agree.
I'd probably agree as well. I don't see how
obviously,
and that's not. And it's funny thing because Ubi was in the graveyard at one point. Ubi was in the dirt. They were down there with EA. Like, oh my God, let's not talk about Ubisoft again. And so to see them flip flopping, Bethesda has not. This is 2-3 games now that has really not been where where Bethesda was at one point during the Skyrim era. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to get back there with Elder Scrolls. We all know it's coming. Everybody's probably going to buy it. It's taking forever, but who cares because it's going to come out at some point. But I think that's going to be the measuring stick. But I want you guys to kind of go back and forth with both of those questions. We're going to start with you again, Portia. So what do you think about, I guess first you'll talk about, this Fallout 76, and then second, Bethesda this generation as a whole.
Yeah, so man, Fallout 76 is I guess you could call it a disaster. I don't know. There's some people enjoying it, right? Just because it's not great, but I just don't understand how in 2018, damn near 2019, Bethesda is still releasing games this broken. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no way that any of that leadership team did not know that game was as broken as it was before it launched. And so the question is, why do they still launch it? You're in the middle of a very rough holiday season. You know the game is going to get backlash. Bethesda fans, I mean, they're, especially being a lot of PC fans, they're very vocal. I don't understand it. I don't know why the game released in this state. They had a big opportunity with this game. You know, Fallout for the first time coming to co-op multiplayer. Fallout has a massive amount of followers. I'm not a massive Fallout fan, but I am a Fallout fan. I'm actually sitting here right now in a Fallout 4 hoodie. So I just don't get it. And now you've got a game that, okay, whatever percentage of people that bought it have abandoned it. You got a small amount of people that are going to stick with it. But in 2 months, 3 months, you're going to have Anthem and Division 2 out. Where is Fallout 76 going to sit in the co-op shooter space? It's going to be non-existent.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it, especially with one of their top 2 franchises. You have Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and then you have everything else.
Yeah.
Doom is great. Wolfenstein is great. But if you look at sheer users and sheer sales and players, Fallout and Elder Scrolls are it for Bethesda. So I just don't know why they did it. I'm very confused about the whole situation. Now, I played in the alpha. I played in the beta. I had my own opinions, which weren't that great. From that experience, it just wasn't a good experience. I was kind of shocked at how poor it was. So I don't know. I honestly don't know.
And it's funny because that's not a sentiment I haven't seen. That's been pretty normal, since the game's been released. So it's kind of crazy that the thing with Bethesda is that when you hear certain names of certain developers, certain publishers, you think quality. And Bethesda used to be Bethesda, you think quality. Bungie used to think quality. There are certain, obviously Rockstar, quality. CD Projekt Red, quality. Nintendo, quality. There are certain names you associate that with, and Bethesda, for whatever reason, this generation has struggled to provide that with like you said, one of their top 2 franchises. And it's a weird thing. They've gotten closer to Xbox this generation than they've ever been, I think. The relationship between the two has been great, but they don't seem to be really benefiting. I don't think either one's really benefiting that much off of each other. It's a weird kind of a situation Bethesda's been in, and on top of the fact that the quality of the games has not gotten better. So would you agree with that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a weird place for Microsoft to be in marketing-wise of Fallout 76 right now, because this is obviously not what they banked on. Right now, they're stuck marketing Fallout 76 and bundles and advertising and commercials when the game is getting ridiculed.
Yeah.
That's a weird place to be in already. And then talking about the generation, like you said, we've got no Elder Scrolls game this generation, right? Other than the 12, 14, 28 remasters of Skyrim we've seen. We've gotten Fallout 4, which it was okay. I mean, it didn't do a lot over Fallout 3, in my opinion. I don't know. I didn't think it was anything that really moved the bar. Now you got Fallout 76, which has obviously taken a huge hit to the credibility of Bethesda and the franchise. Doom, I would say, is probably their most successful.
Yeah, Doom has been amazing. I have Doom. Oh, Doom is amazing. Doom
fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you've got Doom, and then you had, critically well received was
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein and Dishonored.
Yeah, both.
Too, but neither of them had the sales to back it up. Like we said, all eyes are on Fallout and Elder Scrolls. So I don't know. I'm very, very confused that you had Todd Howard on stage at E3 for damn near half an hour talking about Fallout 76 and how much time they've put into it and how it was going to be from a co-op experience and multiplayer PvP experience and all these things. And then this is what gets released. There's a disconnect somewhere.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy because you hear Bethesda, and that name just rings quality. Traditionally, you don't, and to see that that's not been the case this generation is really odd. So Zalker, I want to drop the same 2 questions on you, bro, as far as the game itself, and then as far as Bethesda as a studio.
The game itself, I haven't played it because it just didn't appeal to me. I'm not a very big Fallout fan, but I am a huge Bethesda fan.
Okay.
And this is them putting their own foot in their mouth. Like, do you guys remember last year? They're like, we care about the single player gamer.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, one of your, if not your biggest franchise, Fallout, you go multiplayer.
Yeah.
And you keep it empty, and there's no NPCs or something, and all this, and it's a confusing message. And this is quintessential how you destroy a franchise with one game. Like, legitimately, this is like almost irreparable. Like, they're not able to recover from this on Fallout.
Yeah.
And it's like, how are they going to? Because Fallout 76 is their Fallout for the foreseeable probably 10 years, because they got Elder Scrolls coming out next.
Yeah.
Right. And that's probably 5 years away.
That's going to have to be
4
perfect.
years.
That game's going to have to be perfect.
And that's going to, and it's going to have to be perfect. But for me, it's weird that this year, two of my favorite, developers or publishers have just fucked up: Blizzard and Bethesda. Like, wow, how can you guys do that to your fan base? And how the hell did you?
Blizzard with what?
Diablo, that Diablo debacle. We have a huge Diablo announcement. Mobile. Everyone has a phone. I was like, what the hell's happening? I was like, I wanted to jump through the screen and roundhouse kick them like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like, I was so irritated. And it, like, they got, like, the game looks fun, blah, 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 but the game, it's PC, man. Bethesda sells a lot of copies on PC, and so does Blizzard, and they messed up. And now PC fans, like I think Porcetti, they're very, very vocal. They don't mess around.
Yeah.
And this is what's happening with Fallout 76. And it reminds me of like the movie franchise with Star Wars, with what happened with The Last Jedi, how badly received it was. And people just like didn't watch Han Solo. Is this going to be this bad where people are just not going to trust Bethesda anymore? Because I'm going to tell you, Rage 2 looks awesome.
Oh my God.
I played it in E3. It's bad.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That game was the biggest surprise for me when they like kind of leaked it and people were like, "Oh, Rage 2." I was like, whatever. And then when I saw the gameplay, I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, that's like right up my alley."
It played like the new Doom, but with like verticality and
an open world, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I got a good 20-minute demo of it, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is intense."
Yeah, so you look at shit like that, like quality. Bethesda, I think, either didn't have the right people in place, or they just needed to stick where they know, and that's single player. Because every single player we see is amazing. So yeah, be right back. Sorry, Grandma's yelling at me. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if you guys heard it. She's like yelling Greek at me, and I'm like, oh shit.
No. It's good. It's just funny. I guess I'll go my take on this whole Bethesda Fallout thing. I think it's I'm right on the same page with you, Portia, as far as just the quality of this generation of Bethesda deterioration. It's funny, them and Ubi have like flip flopped.
Yeah, they have.
Ubi has somehow managed to right the ship when a lot of us thought that Assassin's Creed shit was sold and gone. I thought that shit was done. I was like, it's over. Like, it's a wrap. Like, this thing is done. It's cooked. This goose is done. Throw it in the trash. I thought they should heavily consider just ending it and starting over elsewhere. But they were able to pull themselves out of the grave just by taking some time off. Remember, they decided to skip a year of Assassin's Creed prior to, I think, Origins. They skipped a year.
Yep.
And then I think that done them, because it made people, kind of forget about Assassin's Creed. Then when the announcement was made about Origins and we were able to see the game, then it was announced at E3 and people were able to see it in their hands, and the upgrades to the game that was made, it just really created the sense of, hey, this is the game we've been wanting. And I don't know what the hell Bethesda's doing. Like you said, Rage looks amazing. That's another game that I think is probably going to slide under a lot of people's radar because it's going to drop in a weird place between next generation and this one when it does come out. I believe that game is probably, next year maybe? What do you think, 2019, Rage?
Rage 2, yeah, it'll come out next year.
Yeah, 2019. So it's in a weird, it's right in a weird space. So that game may be a game that slides by a whole lot of people. Because Gears is coming out next year. There's some other, on the Sony side, there's really not much coming out next year, I don't think. Well, Sony is really just Days Gone.
Yeah, they got Days
Gone and Dream.
They haven't put any release dates out. We don't know.
Yeah, that's true. But we all know Death Stranding is nowhere near close. We know that. 2023. We haven't seen anything from besides that short scripted scene in Last of Us 2. No at all. No infected at all on screen. Keep that in mind, people. So we know that that's probably not anything close. What's the other one? What's the other?
It's Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah, that's another scripted game as well. Looked great, but I don't think that game is anywhere playable outside of the actual studio that's making it. So I don't know when those games are coming out. So anyway, yeah, I think Bethesda's a weird situation. And it is weird because, like I said earlier, their relationship with Microsoft has gotten closer. And I don't know if that's helped Microsoft. Whereas Bethesda would, after you think that's a get to have Bethesda as like that close to you, they want to have they want to feature their games of that size on your console. It'd be a huge boost. It has not felt like that at all this generation to Microsoft.
No, it
really hasn't.
Sorry, I didn't know everybody's all.
No, go ahead, bud. No, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, I mean, they had Todd Howard on their E3 stage. You know, he came out and talking about Fallout
couple times.
Yeah, and it's like that should be, in theory, a amazing marketing deal from Microsoft, and it has not turned out to be at all.
They've always been close with Bethesda, though, right? Like, didn't they have Jade Empire, whatever, be an exclusive? Oblivion was an exclusive on Xbox.
Oblivion was an exclusive,
yeah. Like, that's a huge thing, and I don't know if this is like, I think, I really think that Xbox should really talk about them. Like, hey, let's repair your image a little. Maybe get like an exclusive going for the Xbox and build like a single player RPG and just let them have at it and get that repair back. Because right now Fallout is just it's that bad. Like not like, and I brought up the Star Wars thing, but the critics like Star Wars.
Are we talking Mass Effect Andromeda?
Yeah. And and I've heard people tell me Mass Effect's not as bad as they thought. Yeah. And I got it on EA Access. I haven't played it because I was just like, there's other games, but I'm going to play that too. I have so many games to play, like Jesus. But it just, I just think that it's probably that bad, because not even the critics, people that played it, like video game critics, like it. Like nobody absolutely, like there's a few people here and there that like it, and it kind of reminds me of Sea of Thieves, where people like me or some people liked a game, but like the majority didn't. And that's just kind of weird, It's this one is like I've only heard like 2 people that actually like the game, and that's Jez Gordon and Mooch. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only 2 people I've heard like it. Everybody else has been like, I literally want my money back.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. How the mighty have fallen. It's crazy. That is insane. That is insane. So, and I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to bring this up too because we didn't get to this. This is kind of a bonus question for you guys. We're gonna take a couple questions from the chat in a minute, guys. So if you guys in the chat have any questions, let us know right now. We're gonna take a couple if time permits. But I do want to bring up one more thing. There was this rumor going around. Just for shit's sakes, there was this rumor going around. What's up, Andrew? Shout out to you, man. He said Xbox got slaughtered on Black Friday. Many Xbox consoles went unsold. So I don't know that to be true just yet. We'll see what happens. I know that PlayStation bundle was selling like hotcakes, so I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. But I think they're gonna have a big holiday anyway. They usually do better for whatever reason in December than they do in November. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I don't know if you heard, Zucker. I did. I think I tweeted you in this that there was a rumor maybe going around that Xbox is still looking at buying another studio. I heard something about like IO Interactive, the people that make Hitman.
Yeah, I made a video about that.
Yeah, okay. So see, shout out to Zoc making a video about it. But yeah, let me know. I clearly haven't watched the video. Just said I will. I promise.
No, don't worry about it.
Samurai bow as soon as we get done. But yeah, what was your opinion on that? You think that holds any weight?
So some guy, he didn't say it was like confirmed or anything. He just said like it's being considered by Microsoft to buy IO Interactive. Mm-hmm. The Hitman that released in 2016 almost put them under. Apparently it didn't sell very well. And they got, I think, let go by Crystal Dynamics or something like that.
Okay.
And they got rid of them. And so now they're making this Hitman, and it just came out. And I don't know why they need to fire their marketing team or strategy, because why would you release near Red Dead like idiots? Yeah. And that game did 90% less than the Hitman like in 2012 or something.
Wow.
So it's really bad. Like it's bad apparently. Not the game. The game. No, the game's good, but apparently like the sales are just bad. So I don't know if it's Telltale bad, like where they're closed down. They might be. But apparently Xbox has been considering maybe snatching them up, and along with some other studios, and they're not done. And it's looking pretty You know, we'll it's considered, right? And we won't know anything because these things take months, right?
Yeah.
These people are just as big as Obsidian Entertainment. They're 170, 180 developers big.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of moving parts. And that's another, that's almost AAA quality, the studio size.
Yeah.
And if they get them, they can throw them on like a franchise and be like, hey, make this like you would make a Hitman game, but not like it, like innovate something, do something different now that you got the funds.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty good. But yeah, it's all rumor and we won't hear anything until probably E3 if it's even true.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I heard another one too. This is for, I guess, Pie in the Sky. A lot of people were mentioning Turtle Rock, the people that did Evolve, and I think Left 4 Dead as well. So I just, I don't know if that's any weight on that. I think
that's been going around.
Yeah,
that's been going around for about a month and a half now.
Yeah,
that's been actually talked about. I don't know why. I don't know where the leak is coming from. I think it's from the same person that kind of leaked Obsidian Entertainment and leaked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his name's Clobrio.
Clobrio,
okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So I think it's from the same guy. So Turtle Rock, them. I think that would be a pretty good get. But I just don't know where they would fit because those guys make like co-op games, and I think Xbox kind of has that down. Like that's like when you think about playing with people and playing together, you think Gears, you think Halo, you think Forza now, you think a bunch of games where you play like Crackdown's co-op. Like they kind of got that whole thing down. Like multiplayer and co-op. So I think the In Exile and I think the Obsidian and I think the new Playground RPG, I think that's what they need to do. They need to get people that focus on single player, get more of that staple down. Speaking
of the Playground RPG, I found out to be kind of funny too. I want to bring that up too. I don't know if you've heard about that. Of course, you seen those screenshots, those reportedly screenshots of that Playground game.
No, I did.
Supposed to be working on. I have to send them to you. I think I got them. I think you got them, Zalka, right? I think I sent.
Yeah, you sent me them, dude. They looked freaking awesome. The concept arts.
And I have to send them to you. Probably will after this show is over. But do you think that? Remember, at one point we all were on the same page that they were doing for sure. Fable. We were like, oh yeah, that's already done. So I think as time's gone by, I've kind of felt like maybe not. Maybe they're not doing Fable. Just based on everything that's transpired since then with the acquisitions of like. Oblivion and Exile and all these other people that probably are better suited to make that kind of a game. So I don't know. What do you think? Have you heard about that portion?
No, I haven't. The only thing that, and I talked about this before, I think, is that, and my family's English. My whole entire family is English, and so there's the certain thing with Fable is it had that. I don't want to say charm, right? That would probably be overstating it for English, but it had that kind of magical kind of
Disney-ish kind of
very, very kind of fantasy setting, but it had that British sense of humor, which is unique in a way. And I've said before that I think the only way you recapture that is if you have a British developer doing it. And so in that sense, with Rare really focused, having multiple teams on Sea of Thieves, and Playground knowing that they're staffing up a big studio, not just a small little side group. There are 150 people plus additional that they've added to Playground. It just seems to make sense that you have Playground games with all that talent, all that funding, that big of a team making Fable. I don't know who else is going to do it. And the rumor has been out there for such a long time now with Playground already being kind of almost second party-ish even prior to the acquisition. That they could easily have gotten artwork and concepts and writing and a bunch of the pre-coding work done on the game even before the acquisition. So I think personally, I think Obsidian and In Exile focus on their Western style RPGs. As Zalker just said, just focus on that single player deep RPG experience or deep single player game. Playground
PC as well.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I said PC as well. And Exile and Obsidian do well on PC. So
exactly, yeah. I think they developers do what they do well, and I think just let them run with it. So I'm still in the camp that I think Playground is doing the Fable RPG. I have a feeling that we'll see it at E3, and I honestly hope Playground's doing it because they're everything from top down in that studio is quality. They make great games. Forza Horizon 4 is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And I don't care for people who say it's just a racing game. There's a lot that goes into that game, and it's fantastic. Their leadership there from Ralph Fulton on down is really strong. I don't see why they can't make another AAA game in another genre.
Yeah, and I think it's funny because, like I said, as I sat and thought about it, I kind of it kind of waned as far as like what they were going to be doing. But yeah, I guess it kind of does make sense if they're tooling up that much. Then all these acquisitions, the initiative, they're probably going to be the last people we see a game from. They're probably going to be mid next generation, maybe early couple 2-3 years in the next gen.
Probably 2023.
2023, something like that. So we're talking quadruple A, whatever the hell that is. That's something new they brought up. So who knows what the fuck they have going on? Maybe the next tentpole franchise, like a Halo type situation.
I think it's going to be an open world game. I mean, the people that they've hired they've hired people from Horizon Zero Dawn, from Guerrilla Games. They've hired the lead programmer from Red Dead. They've hired people that know how to build
Insomniac as well. They just got the creative
Insomniac
of Sunset.
Yeah, from Sunset Overdrive. They've hired people from God of War. I mean, they've hired obscene talent that have extensive experience, and they're looking at open world. It looks like something kind of like a Horizon, but bigger, or I don't know, like a Red Dead kind of thing. Like if you're going to think of a quadruple A game, you're thinking Red Dead or GTA. Those are quadruple A games.
Those are people. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good point. No, that's true. It's just crazy that there's so much going on right now with these studios, and they put themselves in such a great position. It's funny because you brought this up, Zucker, and I think I talked about this last week, that you said that you thought that the acquisitions caught Sony a little bit off guard as far as because I think it allows Microsoft to transition better from the end of this generation into the next one, and keep a steady flow of IP, steady flow of games, steady flow of stuff we can look forward to for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years because of all of these new studio acquisitions. We talked about we hadn't even talked about Ninja Theory and the fact that they were reportedly already working on a game when they were even approached by Microsoft.
Well, Phil said that.
Phil said that.
You remember in XO, he kind of slipped up. He was talking and he said, "Yeah, Ninja Theory, we're looking forward to next year," and then he stopped. And he kind of smiled like, "Oh, we're looking forward to stuff," and because he said he was gonna say next year. And the lady that was interviewing him for Xbox, look up his little interview at XO, and the lady interviewing him was like, shit. Her face was just like, fuck you doing, bud? Doesn't know how to, and that's and people caught that. And maybe it's a reveal for next year, then it comes out early 2020. I think, and then even Matt Booty, I think he kind of ad-libbed a little kind of went with the flow at the end of the show. He said a lot of these developers are closer than people think.
Yeah.
He said we're going to be seeing games very, very soon from them. And I think Ninja Theory is going to be the first one.
Yeah.
And I think Exile will be next.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the difference between an acquisition and developing a new studio, right? Is an acquisition, these teams are already working. They're working every day on something.
Yeah.
So you're just taking over their IPs. I mean, they own Pillars of Eternity now, and not that Hellblade will get a sequel, but anything they were working on, to your point, they have, right? Unlike the Initiative, where you're staffing up to create something new long term. These other acquisitions, we'll see products from them in the shorter term.
Yeah, Initiative's a tentpole, and in Exile, I don't know if you guys read that interview. There was a huge interview with the CEO.
Yeah, I saw that.
I posted it, and it was. He said that we've been working on a game that's not announced. It hasn't been announced. We've been working on it for a while, and it was probably one of the big reasons why Microsoft, went forward the acquisition.
Yeah, and the great quote from the head of that studio too. He said, "I feel like we've been developing with one arm but tied behind our back, and now we don't have to do that any longer." I was like,
and he said that Xbox, that's probably the reason why Microsoft wanted to buy them, because we're making these 60, 80-hour, 100-hour experiences with 45 people in a couple of years. Yeah. He's like, can you imagine and they want to grow, he said, about 30 to 40% bigger. Yeah. So they're gonna add a couple more people, and yeah, man, it's exciting, man. Like, damn, I just want to I want to get Doc Brown and go on a little time machine, check in the future for 10 minutes, and then come back and be like, guys, I just want to see what's happening.
It's just as soon as last year when Phil got promoted to the inner circle at Microsoft, and they recognized gaming as a core pillar of Microsoft. That was the signal right there. Yeah. That was it.
Green light.
Yeah, once Nadella was on board with the future of gaming and how big it's getting and going to be, that was it. And Microsoft has an $800 billion market cap, man. They
just jumped over Apple.
Apple, yeah. These guys aren't playing around. They're ready to go. Next gen is going to be amazing to watch unfold.
Oh
Definitely,
yeah, starting
definitely.
at SE3. To be honest with you, I feel like this is going to have some surprises in it.
This is the setup. Yeah, this is the setup year.
It's gonna be this E3 is gonna be crazy too. We didn't even get to that, but we started talking about that. It'll be a whole nother show. So I want to get to this question real quick before we go ahead and close everything out. So shout out to Shonsu, man. This guy is always he's like the first one here every show every week. So shout out to you, Shonsu. He said, "Any of you interested in a Razer mouse and keyboard for the Xbox?" I'm definitely start with Zalker because he's our resident PC gamer here. So is that something that you're looking at, Zalker? Maybe picking up?
Definitely. I'm looking at any. I wish I could use my keyboard because I love my keyboard and I love my mouse. But if I have to get something else to get mouse and keyboard support on my Xbox One, I would do it in a goddamn heartbeat.
No, they confirmed USB will work plug-in, so you should be able to use it.
Yeah. So they said they have about, I don't know, there was a number of how many keyboards work with it. My keyboard's pretty old. I've had my keyboard since I was 11 and I've never replaced it.
Holy shit. Okay.
Like, I played professional games and I love it.
Keyboard?
No, it's actually a fucking Microsoft keyboard on my corporate shill. But it's I will be playing on keyboard and mouse anytime I can. It's my preferred way to play, except for third-person games. So, like Assassin's Creed, I don't like it. I like controller. Yeah. But first-person shooter, strategy, everything else, like I love it.
Nice. Okay, what about you? I don't know how big you are in the Porsche in the whole PC space, but you picking anything up?
No. So I'm probably direct opposite of Zulk. I hate using a keyboard and mouse. I play. I've built PCs. I'm a big Diablo guy. I played World of Tanks quite a lot.
Okay.
So a mouse and keyboard for a game like World of Tanks is almost you have to have it. Like I tried playing World of Tanks on Xbox, and it's just with a controller, it's pointless. Like it's just not the same game. So games like that, completely get it. You need that accuracy and that precision. But any other game, even first-person shooters, especially Halo, Gear's third-person, but any game like that, I definitely prefer a controller. But to Sean Shu's question, the Razer Xbox One specific keyboard and mouse looks hot as hell, though.
It does.
Peripherals, like it looks great.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So shout out to everybody who joined us live. Shout out to you, Nick. Nintendo jumped in here a little bit late. Brother, shout out to you jumping in, though, man. We're going to go ahead and close this thing out. So just want to say a big, huge thank you for everybody joining us live here on the show. The link will go up immediately after the show is over, and it posts live on YouTube here. I'll post the link on Twitter, so make sure you guys share that. Thank you guys for stopping in. But before we go, I do want to let everybody here that's joining us today give their kind of rounds. So we're going to go ahead and start with the special guest, Portia. I want to say thank you again for joining us on the show, taking a little hour out, your time this Saturday, hang out with us, brother. Appreciate you hanging out. So where can everybody find you?
Yeah, no, first of all, thank you, man. It's been a lot of fun and great getting to meet you, Zalk, and, hope to do it again. So just hit me up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So like I said, seasongaming.com. Really appreciate everyone jumping on the site or just seeing if there's anything out there. New site actually launched last week. And then just yesterday, actually, we launched a new show, which is three of us from Season Gaming doing like a shared Let's Play, just kind of comical, having some laughs. It's called Backseat Gaming. You can find us on Twitter. You can find the link right on our YouTube channel or the main site as well. So
yeah, nice.
Check those out. Really appreciate it. Otherwise, thanks again. Had a lot of fun.
No problem, man. Once again, I tell everybody once you're on the show once, man, you like family, so don't be surprised if you see a random DM from me one week saying, hey, you want to come on the show. So it's pretty standard here once you're on once, brother. So once again, I appreciate you coming on, taking your time out today to hang out with us, man. It was a great show. Had a lot of fun with you, man. So it won't be the last time, I promise, for sure.
Appreciate it.
So Zalk, man, Wonder Boy, do I need to talk to your publicist before I let you talk?
Oh my God.
I wanted to make sure I had everything clear. I don't want you to sue me or anything contractually.
Oh man,
nah. Okay, go ahead, man.
Nah, PTK is my boy. Yeah, you guys can find me at Zalker87 on Twitter. You guys can go to my YouTube channel, Zalker87. I always try to put content out. Yeah, I'm all over the place, man. And tonight I'm gonna be watching The Last Kingdom on Netflix. If you haven't watched it,
nice.
Oh, it's good, man. It's real good.
It's damn good. They just brought out a new season. Yeah, I'm just watch that.
I didn't. Looking for it.
Season 3 just came out.
His night just got decided.
Yep, dude, it's good. It's like Vikings killing. It's just good.
It's real good. Yeah, my wife and I watched season 1 and 2. We were waiting for 3, so I didn't know it was out.
See, look at that! Look at that! I got him.
Yeah, it's a wrap. This weekend is over. Sorry, kids. Order pizza. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. PTK Blam, host with the most. You guys, Thank you for coming out. You can find me everywhere, PTK Bland, for the most part. On Twitter, it's actually my real name on Twitter. That'll all be down in the description below. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll be back next Saturday, same time, same place. Once again, have a great day, guys. Take it easy. Catch you guys next week. Peace out.
Later, everybody.
Yeah.